So one of the big things that I love about Supernaturals, besides for the holographic sticker on them and their shield, was the fact they came in glow-in-the-dark weapons. But what if you had a whole figure that was in glow-in-the-dark? Hey toy fans, so I'm here with another awesome top 5. I was going through, I was like, what in the world am I going to do a top 5 of? I shut off the lights in my office and I saw all these things starting to just glow and get bright and crazy. I was like, you know what, we should really do a top 5 action figures with glow-in-the-dark features that's within my collection. And I gotta tell you, I've got a lot of them. Now, I do have some contenders, some that I really wanted to put in, like the Night Fighting Dargon from Sectars, which I thought was really cool. The Endo Glow D800 exoskeleton figure from Terminator 2. But instead, I picked these 5, and these 5 are probably, I think, the best out of my collection in my opinion, okay? So, let's start with number 5. Number 5 is the Night Stalker Predator. Ooh. Alright, coming in at number 1 is the Night Stalker Predator from Kenner. Now this is a part of their Wave 1 set, and this figure is cool because it actually came in pretty much all glow-in-the-dark with a few pieces here that were painted to cover up the glow-in-the-dark paint. But then you also had a glow-in-the-dark mask with these cool horns. And then you had this gnarly looking face in there. Check out that tongue. Of course, he also came with 3 of these glow-in-the-dark missiles. I have 2. And then also came with a launcher that had another missile in there. Now I'm missing my launcher and missile. It's something I'm still trying to get a hold of, but I have the rest of them. That's cool. We should check him out in glow in the dark. Alright, we'll get him cooked up here with some UV and... Alright. Awesome. Now that brings me to my number 4. My number 4, another Kenner classic. It is the Night Crime Fighting RoboCop. Alright, my number 4 is the Night Crime Fighting RoboCop. And I absolutely love this. So one of the cool things about the RoboCop line is they all had this kind of cap popping feature on them. So you could pull this back and they would pop caps. Now they came with, there we go, that one's smoking a little bit, it's hard to tell. But they all came with these kind of cap popping things, which I absolutely loved as a kid. But then what makes him even cooler is the fact that he comes all in this glow in the dark plastic here. And of course he's got like a new arm over here, new Gatling gun arm over here. He came also with a glow-in-the-dark pistol, which I'm currently after, and a glow-in-the-dark half helmet, which I'm currently after as well. What do you say we turn out the lights and see him glow in the dark? Alright, let's get him cooked up here. And woohoo! Look at that! I absolutely love that glow. Kind of makes me wish I had that helmet. Alright, now taking a step away from Kenner, I decided I needed one from Toy Biz. You know, back when they had some highly articulated and some really interesting collector style action figures. I decided to go with the Ghost King from Return of the King. Alright, and number 3, and this has been one of those beloved figures I've had forever. So when I purged a lot of my Lord of the Rings, I definitely held on to him just because he is so cool in nature. And I love the way that he was portrayed in the film. That's kind of ghostly sort of menace of a person, you know, and I just happen to love this figure a lot. Let's break it down and look at a little bit of it. Not only does he have a lot of great articulation, but he has a glow-in-the-dark sword, a glow-in-the-dark helm, a glow-in-the-dark cloak, a glow-in-the-dark, another piece that kind of goes around him, like a scarf or shroud. And then his sword actually can fit inside of his scabbard. And he is a mixture of some soft plastics and some hard plastics kind of all mixed together in order to create this superposable ghost action figure. I mean, he looks super cool. And what I dig about him in the end is once you put everything on and you can really strike out the lights on him, and I mean, he glows up really, really well. He looks definitely super menacing with his sword and everything. I think I normally have him posed in my cabinet, usually with his sword kind of up like this. Let's see. I played with him a lot, so his legs are a little bit, they're a little bit funky. There we go. Let's do it kind of like this. Okay, we'll get them cooked up here with some UV. And yeah, that's such a good look. Definitely very ghostly. Now I will admit, Kenner made a ton of awesome action figure lines, including a lot of really great glow-in-the-dark featured action figures. Had to kind of go back to Kenner on this one, but yeah, it is the BioGlow Swamp Thing. And I know I've mentioned that Swamp Thing is one of my favorite toy lines from Kenner. Like, I absolutely love that series so much. And I remember getting so many of those toys on one of my birthdays, and just how exciting it was, and how exciting it's been to kind of rebuild the Swamp Thing collection that I have now. Now, this one, obviously, as a kid, I always wanted this one, but never could find him anywhere. So as an adult, when I was able to pick him up, I was ecstatic, because not only did he have, you know, his glow-in-the-dark weapons, but he was fully glow-in-the-dark, and I absolutely love this figure. So this is, of course, the BioGlow Swamp Thing, and he's got squeeze action, sort of chopping, slapping action here. I love that. This is so cool. And you know what? That superpowers-esque sort of leg hand action, it'll never go missed. I love it. Let's see him glow. Get him cooked up here, and very cool. And lastly, so my number 5, and I gotta tell you, this one I had to reach across the aisle up here to kind of get to it. Is a very particular one that holds a lot of meaning to me, because I always wanted one of the older ones as a kid. Was never able to get it, and then still even today trying to get them, they're really tough to get a hold of. Okay. Before I tell you what that is, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe now. Be sure to comment down below. I'd love to hear what your top 5 glow-in-the-dark action figures are, and if there's any in your line you want to share, like, with me which ones they are, please let me know. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. And then also, be sure to like this video. It helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making. Alright. Now, this one actually comes in. I have to thank Mr. Scott Knightlick for this one, because if it wasn't for his work that he did with Mattel, we wouldn't have had this one in. But it is the Masters of the Universe Classics Scareglow. Such a great action figure. And lastly, my number 1 is actually the Masters Universe Classics Scareglow. I gotta tell you, I absolutely love this action figure. This was such a great action figure. Originally, I missed on the subscription part of this, but I was able to pick it up at Dallas Vintage Toys. And when I had said that I really wanted to thank Scott Knightlick, it was the idea that Scott Knightlick was really behind bringing Masters back along with the classics, because of his subscription base and because of his fandom of it. So it's definitely one of those, thank you, Scott, for really fleshing out the story and helping us, you know, get Masters of the Universe back. Now with this one, it's really cool. I love the look of it because we've got very classic Scareglow, but he does have a little bit of modernization that makes him look even better. One of the things I absolutely loved about what they did with him is his cloak. Get up over his mouth if I can, or yeah, pop it up just like this. His cloak was actually rubberized this time, and instead of it just being a cloth or just purple, they actually put this translucent sort of aspect in there to kind of make it, you know, ghostly, and added tears and a collar and all sorts of stuff to really make that pop. On top of that, they gave him his classic green scythe, but this time also added the glow-in-the-dark feature to it, because I believe in overseas it was done where this was all in glow-in-the-dark. US it became green, so they added a little bit of the two together to kind of marry those two ideas together, and it looks great. Then lastly, the last thing that they added, and I thought this was always so cool, was the reliquary, or the Ghost of Grayskull reliquary, where he has this piece that's chained onto his hand, a real working chain, and then it actually came with a key. And what's cool about the key is the key eventually was used in the Classics Grayskull to go into the secret door of the Grayskull Castle for Scareglow to be able to open. I just thought that was such a cool addition. Let's get them put back together. Well, let's get him cooked up and see how he looks. Get them all cooked up here. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. Definitely looks like a glowing skeleton in my opinion. So that's my top 5. What do you think? Did you enjoy them? Did you like them? Be sure to comment down below. Again, which ones were your favorites? Do you have your list of your own of your top 5 glow-in-the-dark action figures from your collection? Let me know down below. Remember, they're not dolls. They're action figures. In this case, action figures with really good glow-in-the-dark. When I'm not recording videos here on YouTube, I'm actually over on a podcast on marvindogmedia.com called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. It's a really cool toy podcast. Be sure to check it out. Also, I need your help getting my YouTube channel to grow. Be sure to subscribe down below with that big red button. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and comment down below. I like chatting with you all.